So now that I have my data here, I can scroll across and I can see I have my ratings column. What we're going to do is we are going to set up an input driver sheet over here. Let me rename this to inputs. And over here, I'm going to add rating and uplift. So here we have top, average, and poor. Over here, we're going to put some sort of percentage. So let's say to start off with, our top guys are getting a 20% uplift, our average guys are getting a 10% uplift, and our poor people are basically getting a 0% uplift. Let me select all of these values here. I'm going to set these up as name ranges, hitting Control-Shift F3. You're to learn this shortcut in the named ranges lecture as well. I'm going to hit OK. Now these can be identified as top, average, and poor. This will come in handy when we're doing things like using the Solver and GoalSeek add-ins. I'm going to set this whole thing up as a table, selecting the first cell and Control-T and clicking OK. I'm going to give my table a name. So instead of table 2, I'm instead going to call this rating uplift. And I'm going to come back over to sheet 2 to add my formula. So I'm going to call this adjusted salary. Okay. So if we see over here, we've got the annual base salary over here. So this is their existing base salary. And what we want to do is we want to apply this multiplier from our driver sheet. So to do that, I'm going to do a VLOOKUP, and I'm going to look up this rating in our other table, which is called ratings uplift. I'm going to pull back column 2, which will be our uplift value, and I'm going to do an exact match. If you want more details on VLOOKUPs, have a look at the VLOOKUP lecture. So I'm going to hit enter there, and we can see we have these percentages in here like so. I need to adjust this, so I'm going to divide it by 100. Okay. I'm going to add 1 plus this. So then this becomes a multiplier. So we're going to take annual base times this value here. Just wrap this whole thing in brackets. Times annual base. Okay, and now we have our adjusted salary. And this is nice because it's dynamic. Now let me come back to our input sheets. And I'm going to create a cell here called projected compensation cost. Make that bigger. And the formula for this is going to be sum of employees was the name of our table. And in here, I'm going to go adjusted salary. Close that, enter, and there we have a value. Just to get an idea, let's look at what it was originally. So this was original compensation cost. And this is going to be the sum of employees base, annual base. Let's format both of those. And there we go. Okay, so we started with an annual base salary cost of $812 million. And with these uplifts for our top and average performers, it will take us to $893 million. And the nice thing about this thing here is if I start to tweak these, so I change this from 20 to say 15, we can see that reflect here straight away.